Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and I am here with another story time. Oh my god, you guys, I almost did not get on camera tonight because I was crying. Like, I was devastated. And long story short, I feed the feral cats, the stray ones in the street, and one of them that I've been feeding from birth had babies itself, and I've been like giving the babies milk and tuna and feeding them and giving them water and keeping cars from running them over. And today one of my neighbors came and was like, hey, did you see one of the cats got killed? So I'm like, no, which one? Oh my god, it was the baby, the tiniest little thing, and the car crushed it. Like, I cried because I was just like, oh my god, like, and I just don't even want to talk about it. Like, I'm not even gonna drag that into the story time because I don't even know how we got here, but I still came out, you guys. So today's another story time. Why am I laughing? And I just want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing and commenting. I appreciate y'all. So in other news, the story starts off like this. And you guys know every time the story starts off like this, why I always get that part wrong. You guys know cut the cameras, deadass. You guys know every time I say the story starts off like this, it's going to be what? A juicy one. And as always, like the ladies love it, like I love it, I'm finna give it to you nice and wet, never dry. Okay, so this story is about a family member, and I am sure that 9 times out of 10 they're gonna end up watching this video because I know their sister watched this video. Well, I'm talking about my cousins. So yeah, so we all have been there where we've had sibling rivalry and cousin rivalry and all that different stuff. Rivalry, why I say that word wrong, but we've all been there, right? Okay, I've been there, right? So this story time is about one of my cousins, right? And I'm gonna start off and give her a name right off the bat. Sorry if you're probably gonna catch this whole video of shade if you see it, but I just gotta tell my truth. I gotta tell my story. I've finally gotten over it, so it's time for me to just speak about it, right? Because it's hard for me to speak about it with my other family members because they still fuck with her and I don't. So I don't be trying to vent to them about how I feel about it because it's like, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. Nevertheless, I'm gonna name her Francine. Not to be shady, but she definitely looked like Francine from Arthur. And it's okay, because I had times where I look like Francine too. That's why I don't wear brown wigs all the time. The last time I wore a brown wig, yeah, it was giving. Okay, so I'm gonna name her Francine, right? Okay, so me and Francine are cousins. Our mothers are sisters. And Francine is what? I would say 4 or 5 years older than me, give or take. And Francine is actually the reason why I had like gotten into hair. Before I started designing, I used to do hair. I went to cosmetology school, got my cosmetology license, and I used to do hair. And she kind of inspired me because she'd been a hairdresser all her life. So Francine used to do my hair. If you guys haven't checked out my story time from my Sweet 16 horror story, I talked about Francine a little bit. I didn't name her, but she was the cousin that did my hair and the cousin of the friend that beat up Phineas, right? So where do I want to start with this? Because I don't want it to be all over the place. Okay, all right. Me and Francine are cousins. Of course, I look up to my cousin. She was one of the cool kids in our neighborhood, and like I wanted, like, you ever see where you're young? It's like there's 2 experiences when you're young. You're either the young person that your family members take under your wing and show you the ropes and let you hang out and let you be a part of the cool crowd, or you're the one that they ostracize out. It's one or the other. I was the one that was ostracized. When I was younger, I did not look like this. Okay, so I actually want to do a whole girl chat about that. I want to call it my Ugly Betty story, of how I went from looking like one thing to another, right, over the years, by just learning myself and etc. So I was ostracized. So Francine wasn't always the nicest to me growing up. Like, she actually charged me to do my hair. Not that it's a problem, but because we were family and there were a lot of things that me and my family did for her, it was just kind of like, why are you like milking me to do my hair? Even if you charge me, you have to charge me full price. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe because I'm the person that always gives discounts to like close people and family, I probably feel like I expected that. But at one point, Francine lived with us. So imagine living with your cousin. And like, what I wanted to say without actually saying too much is that Francine and her daughter lived with me and my family, right? And of course, rent free, you know what I mean? So, and then we were babysitting for her. She was able, basically we were a big support system for her. So when it came to food, when it came to the kids, when it came to just whatever, and she had as much freedom as she literally needed or wanted. So I just felt like to try to charge me full price to do my hair was just like insane. And you're living here, like literally, like you're part of the family, you're a sibling at this point. But I don't know how I feel about it, because I'm a person that doesn't really like to feel like people should get freebies because they're family, but I also feel like people supposed to pour into each other. So if you're living with me and I'm babysitting for you and my family's feeding you and putting shelter over your head and all this stuff like that, your mom is not willing to do that for you, your child's father's not willing to do that for you, and there's friends that are not doing that for you, but we are. So I just felt like a little bit of gratitude should have been shown. But it's a double-edged sword, because I can see both sides of it, if that makes sense. But let me just continue on with the story. So I'm like, Francine never used to really hang out with me or, you know, take me under her wing, but I loved her crew. She was a part of this crew. They were like outside, they called themselves, I'm not even gonna say what they called themselves, but you know, it was before even social media was around. They were it girls, right? As I started growing up, I started getting into my own groove, finding my own friends, getting under my own wings, learning how to design, do hair, doing my own thing. That's when Francine kind of started to like take more of an interest in me, like in hanging out with me and stuff like that. Like, I had to show and prove. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to get in the gym, get right, get my acne right, get my hair right, get my outfits right, whatever, all on my own accord. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have like, I have big sisters on my father's side, but they're Jehovah's Witness, so they're not on the baddie thing. So I didn't have like an older sibling to like teach me the ropes. Francine was like my older sibling. Like, at one point I looked at her like the big sister I never had. That sadly changed, but Francine started to come around and fucking with me and hanging out with me, inviting me out, etc. A red flag. People should want to fuck with you, family or friend, whatever, even relationship. People should want to deal with you at any level in your life, whichever way you look, whether you look like Ugly Betty or Princess Cinderella and the Swan. Like, people should want to fuck with you for you. I've never changed who I am. I am still the same Sarah, I personally feel, and people could tell you I'm still the same as far as like who I am, as I've kind of always been. So it's like, to see people just want to hang out with me because I look like this now is just a little like, at the time it was flattering, because I'm like, yeah, I'm finally in the cool crowd, yeah. But now I look at it like, I'm the motherfucking cool crowd, okay? This is at my table. Matter of fact, anybody get off my table. Fuck off the bus. Like, I love kicking people off my bus, because it's like, I'm not trying to fit into nothing. Like, I'm just trying to be me, do me, and I don't want anybody distracting that, right? If you me, then come through. But if you're not, stay over there, type of thing, right? So now that me and Francine is hanging out, it was around the time I started designing. When I first started designing, I didn't have a huge support system from my family and my friends and stuff. People were just looking at it like, girl, don't you do hair? Because that was kind of what I was known for. And I'm just like, it wasn't my passion anymore. Sometimes now I regret not sticking to doing hair, because I see how the hair industry, especially in the Black culture, has innovated so much, and I feel like I missed out on that innovation because I was like doing hair, like to the point where in my C16 horror story, the reason why the big raw happened was because I couldn't do somebody's hair. So I was there, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like if I kept going there, I could have like been successful in that lane. But my heart wasn't in it. My heart is in designing, so you know, I shouldn't regret following my heart and my passion. But sidebar, y'all, I be drifting off. That's what them comments was talking about when they was like, bitch, you never finish a story, you always drifting off, blah blah blah, bitch, get to the point. Like, that's what it's talking about. But I'm sorry, like, y'all, I didn't think about this story before I came on the camera. I was like, what am I talking about? Oh, I'm talking about this, and now I'm thinking about it again. This happened years ago, right? So I remember Francine used to be like, oh, like, you know, are you sure you could be a designer? Like, you know, side-eyeing and stuff like that. She used to always get her stuff made by the, you ever see like that? I don't know if you guys are from Brooklyn, New York. If you're from Brooklyn, down Flatbush Avenue, they have like tailors, like African guys and stuff that tailor stuff. You take them a picture, take them the fabric, they'll make it for you, a duplicate, a dupe, the best they can type of thing. She used to go to them to get her outfits made for everything that she wanted and needed, right? So I used to always beg her like, yo, like, when you going out with your friends, you know, y'all cool or whatever, y'all be doing y'all thing, let me make you something, let me make you something. She used to always turn me down, deny me, like, no, I'm going to get my stuff professionally made. And I understand that. I'm not even going to like side-eye that, because I wasn't a professional at the time, but I was eager to learn, and I was eager to, you know, put my work out there. So, and when I'm talking about asking her to make her stuff, like, not even like at her expense, like, let me just make it for you, right? So yeah, she used to always deny me, throw me to the side, but I knew I was gonna get better with my work one day. So I just kept pushing, whatever. My family don't want to support me, it is what it is. What used to frustrate me though was there were like other people in the neighborhood that we knew, and they were doing other things, and they were like, Francine would always be like their hype man, and I'm like, why you can never be my hype man? Like, you feel me? Like, it was just weird. Like, Francine used to do weird stuff. Like, when me and her started hanging out heavy, and I would beg her to come out with her, or she would finally invite me out. Say there was like this one time, let me give an example, because this actually happened. There was this one time she invited me out with her little boo thing and his friends, right? I am 4 or 5 years younger than Francine, but at that time I was already legal. So I'm like at least 21, 22. Francine has to be like in her 25, 26s type of thing, right? She takes me out with them, and at that time, that's when I was really starting to like really glow up, like on my own accord. So we go out, and I'm asking Francine to take my pictures and stuff. She would dead straight always tell me no. Like, she would not take my pictures, bro. Like, or if she ever did take me like one picture, she would do like the quick like, here, like, give you your camera back, like, take my motherfucking pictures, bro. Because I'm gonna take my friends' pictures. Like, I'm one of those people, like, we don't gotta be photographers all night, but once we get ready, we link up, we can both set aside, all right, 5 minutes, let's do 5 minutes of pictures and videos for you, 5 minutes of pictures and videos for you, while we waiting to leave for the cab, whatever. Boom, people got their pictures for the night. Now go celebrate. Everything else is on you. That's fair. Like, that's who I want to hang out with. I don't want to hang out with nobody that's going to tell me no if I'm asking them to take my picture. Mind you, at that time, I was just starting to make my own outfits and stuff. So I wanted to take pictures of what I was making so that I can promote it. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm hanging out with Francine, who's I'm popping out all these nice designs and outfits, and she doesn't want to help me showcase it. So whatever, I wasn't too pressed about that, but that was something that I noticed. Now that we out with these niggas, right? I don't like saying the N-words. I'm gonna say niggas. I don't like saying ninja either. I'm just saying niggas. So be out with the little niggas or whatever. I guess her boo friends are feeling me, like, oh, what's up with your cousin? Cousin looking right. Cousin looking right. I'm like, me? Me? You know, at that time, I like I said, I was coming from being Ugly Betty, so when I started to get like male attention, I was jacking it. Like, I was like, what's going on? So especially they were over there, I was really feeling like I finally fit in, y'all. I hated that about myself. I hated growing up that I always wanted to fit in, because I'm obviously not meant to fit in. Like, I'm obviously, like, that's not for me. Like, so I hate that was always my goal. That's why I always ended up in these sucky ass situations. So they asking her about me. Mind you, I'm here. Like, you know when people are hanging out in a group and there's conversations happening, small conversations happening amongst people, but you can still hear what's going on. So I'm listening to his friends asking about me. She don't even try to be discreet. She starts blurting out like, oh, she not young, she a little girl, like, she just turned 21 or something. Like, oh yeah, she used to be fat actually. Like, yeah, no, like, just straight flame me in front of these guys, bro. Flamed me. And I was feeling my most confident self. Like, I think that night, like, I really popped out that night, because I think we were going to some big club in the city. Like, I really popped out that night, and she flamed me in front of these guys. And I was so happy, because you know how men are. They don't care about that. They see what they see right now. They want a piece of that action. I was action that they wanted a piece of. They didn't give a... If I had braces before, if I was 700 pounds, is this what she looks like now? Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's how men are, you know what I'm saying? So she didn't really get the reaction that she was looking for from them, and I'm happy, because that means that they weren't sassy and shallow. But she still embarrassed me. I still felt embarrassed. I still felt embarrassed. So those are little things that she would do. And I used to always feel like, even though she started to hang out with me more, like, she would talk to me more about like when it came to like me trying to like bond with her, she would always just push it to the side. She mostly wanted to just like connect with me on like the design level, like, oh, let me see what you're making or what you got going on, because I started going on trips, doing my own thing, and she's always discouraged me. And I understood afterwards why she did those things, but when I would like start branching out on my own, finding my own friends, doing my own thing, she would always just discourage me, like, oh, I don't like them girls, they look this, or nah, y'all look stupid over here. Like, she was just I can't remember verbatim everything she used to say, but I know that she always made me feel motherfucking discouraged. I always felt discouraged around her. So she would do stuff like that a lot, and I always felt like she used to put me second. Like, she used to put me first when it came to her needs, but when it came to fucking with me, she used to put me second. There was this one cousin, I'm not really gonna give her name, because she wasn't my direct cousin. This Francine was my cousin. Francine had a cousin, so my distant cousin. She was very close with her. I felt like in a way she was a little infatuated with her, because I felt like she was always like bigging this cousin up, always concerned about what she was doing, infatuated about what she was doing, wanted to hang out with her, wanted to be around her. And in a way I was a little jealous, because I'm just like, damn, like, you be fucking with me on a level where you're like at that point now, she started to like take outfits and stuff from me, right? She started to allow me to like make her stuff. I felt like she was fucking with me more so on that tip and discouraging me in the same breath. But when it came to that other cousin, she was like always just that's like rooting her on and just her, like, you know. And I felt like I wanted to be treated that way in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I had put in the work and the care to be treated that way. I used to, my cousin Francine, she had a kid, so I used to babysit her kid for her, you know. I felt like I was pouring into her, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like it wasn't reciprocated. Now that I gave y'all a little bit of backstory, and it's not even a lot of the backstory, I'm about to get into the nitty-gritty. Okay, this story time is actually not gonna be that long because the point of the story kind of comes quick, like whatever. So y'all ever had like a family member or a friend? In my country we call that like a maguya, but like I guess in English you would call that like a scammer, right? In my country, I mean, I'm Haitian, I'm from Haiti. A scammer, or somebody who is deceitful or manipulative, like to get their way. Francine had those tendencies. It would be times where, like, Francine was the layway and I owe you type of girl. Let's just put it plain and simple as that. I'm not even gonna try to explain it in an intellectual way. She was the type of friend, family member that whenever you going out, you had to flip the bill for her and you, and she would never let you know beforehand. She will wait until it's time to pay to be like, oh, cuz, you got me, right? I'm paying you back when oh, my card not working, you got me, right? And then you never see that money. I don't even feel that offended because she used to do that to everybody. Like, she was getting over on everybody. She was just that type of person, like, to get over on people. I'm not saying that Francine was a bad person, because I did love Francine and I liked her a lot. I loved her personality. She was very funny, but she had some ways about her, some nasty ways. One of those ways was that, what I just explained. And then now I'm gonna get to like the big boom of the story, Francine's birthday. This is where shit get down, right? Francine is having a birthday and she asked me if I can make her birthday dress. I told her of course I would love to make her birthday dress, and I actually offered to make it for her for free because I wanted that to be part of her gift. And I also had got her another gift, right? Francine plans this event at, where is it? I think it was Tao in NYC or Taj, one of them places in the meatpacking district. You know, you do bottle service, day party type of thing, la-di-la. So, like them day club parties, you can do bottle service and all that good stuff. So, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm coming through, whatever. So, she's like, oh, you know, everybody gotta pay, like, chip in a certain amount of money. I think I had put in, like, give or take $100, $200. I don't know. Give or take. In addition to buying the fabric and making her birthday dress. I'm gonna put the birthday dress right over here. I am gonna block out Francine's face just because she's my family member, but y'all know I don't be blocking out. I be trying to block out faces and then I just be leaving it in because that's too much work. Whatever, y'all see it. If y'all see it, see me. Like, it was on Instagram anyways. So yeah, so that was Francine's dress that I designed. I love that dress, actually. I loved it. I actually remade this dress for Naomi from my last story time, Jealousy. This is Naomi in this dress. I had made it again, right? So it's Francine's birthday. She's planning this day party, you know, private table, whatever people do at Taj Tao in the city, and she invites all her friends, etc. She also invites the cousin that I told you about that she was infatuated with in some type of way. This cousin, the reason why I didn't like this cousin was because she had, it's not that I didn't like her, I didn't like something that she did. She did something very shiesty to Francine, and when she did this, I had to come to Francine's rescue. You got what I'm saying? Me. I'm not gonna put it out there what happened, but I came to her rescue. So I didn't expect her to like not talk to her cousin, her family member, but the importance that she gave her, especially over me, after after she did that shiesty shit to her, I was just like, damn, you're very fucking forgiving for somebody that did something like this to you in comparison to how you ended up treating me at the end of the story time. Long story short, just to put a brief explanation of it out there without putting everything out there, Francine was having some living situations. She was staying with that cousin. Something happened and they booted her out, but in a very nasty way, with her child, etc. I don't know how you can forgive and move forward past that point, but I've seen people forgive people for far worse. So everybody ain't a Capricorn like me. Not that I hold grudges, but a lot of shit I can't get over. A lot of shit I can't swallow. Just a lot of shit I can't. So the day of the event comes. I design the dress. We all meet up at my house. I'm helping Francine get dressed. I'm helping her do etc. Like, I'm being her wingman. The other cousin now, not only has she not put in her money for the bottle service, she gone MIA. And she's supposed to be heading to the event with us. So Francine's calling her down like, hey, cousin, where you at? We about to leave. She MIA. She not answering. That cousin, she was very free-spirited. You ever see those people who, I do my own thing when I want to do it. I'm still cool with you, we good, but I'm just going to drink, be happy, and just flex on my own time and do my own thing. Like, she didn't care about nobody's feelings. She didn't care about none of that. So we not hearing from her. We on our way to the lounge now in the city, and I'm looking on my Instagram and I'm like, Cuzzo's outside, but she's somewhere else. She had another event. It ain't here. It ain't where we going. It's like some next stuff. And she like she having her good old spanking time, right? So Francine's just like, what the hell? Like, are you supposed to be here with me? You're supposed to be attending my birthday stuff, whatever. I'm telling Francine, listen, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. When it comes to birthdays, that's why I solo vacation. Because you cannot depend on people. They would disappoint the fuck out of you. And you cannot make your birthday about other people. Who's coming, who's not coming. Whoever want to celebrate you will celebrate you. And those who do not will not. You just know where to place them. That's it, that's all. I thought she would have took that advice, right? This is where the infatuation comes in. So we go to town. Some of her male friends come in. It's only me and her as girls there, and then the rest of the are guys. We still have a good time. Here's a picture of me. I had designed this jumpsuit too. I wore that to the event or whatever. We having a good time. We dancing, whatever. I'm doing this just in case I have some pictures to plug in. So after we finish the day party, it's probably like 8-9 o'clock in the night, whatever the case may be. Lo and behold, I don't know who called who. I don't know if Cuzzo reached out to Francine or Francine reached out to Cuzzo, but they on the phone with each other. Francine not even upset that Cuzzo missed her event. She's just trying to find out where the hell Cuzzo is. Cuzzo's on some, not that I just named Cuzzo and they even say I was naming her Cuzzo, but let's just call her Cuzzo because I don't want to give her a name. Cuzzo's like, oh yeah, matter of fact, I'm leaving this event I'm at right now. Let's hit this Haitian club in another borough, like go on our way back home. Me, I'm sorry y'all, I am Haitian, but I love the Haitian culture. I love all of it. I can't do Haitian clubs. Haitian men are very weak. Not weak. I meant to say weird. What did I say? Weak? I meant to say weird. That's bad too. That's not even better. But I hate the way they try to mac. I hate the way they try to spit game. Haitian women, they just be staring at you up and down. It don't be an environment I thrive in. I don't thrive in those environments. Same way I don't really like going to Jamaican parties. I love their music, but same thing. Corny men watch face women. So I don't really like going to them type of things. So even when, before this night, they used to go to this club all the time. And I would go order my food and pack it to go. I would be there for like 15-20 minutes. Like, I would not stay. You know what I'm saying? They would stay there the whole night, drink, kick it, have fun, etc. Not I. Not I, said the cat. No. So, Cuzzo was like, yeah, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go to the lounge, we're gonna continue your birthday not over, don't worry about it, etc, etc. So Francine's like, all right, y'all, we're going to the second spot, the party's not over. I'm looking at her like, why the hell are you all excited now that the person that bailed out on your birthday event is now trying to invite you to some rinky-dink club that y'all go to every Friday night anyways? This was the big celebration where we spent hundreds of dollars at Tao. We bought food, bottle service, all this stuff like that. Got a table section. This was the celebration. This is where your cake was. This was the event. But now you're bypassing that she missed out on your event, and you're completely just ready to go. And that's what I didn't understand. Remember I told you that she was very discouraging when it came to me? I would think that she would react differently to situations like that, right? It seemed like Cuzzo could just do whatever and get away with it. That's why I said infatuated. So she's like, come on, don't be like, I'm saying I'm not going. She's like, come on, don't be like that, let's go, etc. I'm like, nah, I'm tired, I'm not trying to go, and we just ate here, I'm not trying to go buy food there. And at that point, I had already spent so much money for her birthday. I bought the fabric, I made the dress, I had bought her a makeup box because she had talked about wanting to like get into doing makeup and stuff like that. Remember I told you she did hair? She had talked about wanting to get into do makeup, so I had bought her a whole makeup box, and I had spent money for the bottle service. So I was, you know, I was like, I ain't really trying to go nowhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at that time I was making money, because remember I was designing, I was still doing hair, I think, and I was working, so I had money to spend. But it was just getting a little steep for me. And it wasn't like Cuzzo, I don't, honestly, Cuzzo has never celebrated a birthday with me, ever. You guys, I keep saying Cuzzo, and I'm actually talking about Francine. That's why I should have just gave Cuzzo a name. But I think this is the only time that I mixed it up. So I'm basically saying Francine has never celebrated a birthday with me. Francine has never been out to any of my birthday outings, and she did come to the Sweet 16 and some other stuff, but she kind of came by default. It wasn't like she was a part of the celebration. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't want to confuse y'all, but all right, let's get back to the story. Cuzzo was at the Sweet 16 horror story, but she came by default to the after party where things got crazy. But she's never been out to celebrate my birthday with me. I don't have not one picture of Cuzzo out for all my many years, all the birthday celebrations I've had. I remember I had a lingerie party, and I had like 28 girls come. I rented the penthouse. Well, I was just thinking about story times to give you. I gotta give y'all the story time when I had my lingerie party in the penthouse with Trini and all the girls, and it got a little nasty. I gotta give y'all that. I gotta decide what I'm gonna tell y'all, because that was a long, crazy night. Like, I don't know if I can tell y'all everything, but I'm gonna figure it out. But even when I had that event, yo, I asked all the girls to just come in white lingerie. I made them custom robes and all that stuff like that. Francine showed up with her regular clothes, looked around, gossiped a little bit, and left. Like, that's how she used to move with me, girl. So imagine how I felt pouring as much as I poured into her, and her behaving and acting like that towards me. So now I'm like, yeah, I'm not going. We're back on track, y'all. Yeah, I'm not going to the club. I don't want to go. But her homeboy was the person that drove us to come to Tao from Brooklyn. So he was taking us back to Brooklyn. So he told me he'll take me home. He'll drop her there first, and then he'll take me home. Honestly, I shouldn't even have took that type of ride, because when we're coming from Manhattan into Brooklyn, where I was living at the time, you would have to pass me to get to where the club was, and I felt like we did pass where I was to get where the club was, but I guess he was just trying to get her there faster because she was in such a rush. She was once she got off the phone with Cuzzo, it's like she didn't even care. Like, we was in town, just, you know, the day party's over, but we mingling, networking. She wasn't even trying to do none of that. She was just trying to get to Cuzzo, like, get to the next spot. Like, I'm like, damn, girl, like, whose birthday is it? So he was just trying to get her there because she was pressuring him. Mind you, Francine was drunk. Francine was a drinker. I wouldn't call her a drunk, I wouldn't say that, but she did drink a lot and she could handle a lot of alcohol. There were many nights where I had to carry her drunk ass in the house, bro. And drunk, passed out bodies weigh the same amount as dead bodies. So you could only imagine. Like, there's times I had to drag her in the crib. But she was already drunk, you know, rushing to get there, whatever. We get to the spot now, y'all, right? We get to the Haitian club. I'm sitting in the car with her homeboy who's driving, because you already know I'm not trying to, I said I wasn't going. Francine is in the back of the car and she's calling Cuzzo, like, hey, I'm at the spot, where you at? Like, I'm at the spot. Where's Cuzzo? Cuzzo is not even there yet. So you know what I go do? I go to Instagram, because people's stories will tell you, well, back then, this is when stories just started really being prevalent, and people's stories used to tell you everything you need to know, bro. Now people are more strategic in the way they post in their stories. I know I am, but back then you could really see, like, in real time what people was doing, because it was really like post location post. So I'm looking and I'm like, yo, this girl is still outside. Like, there were stories with her in the car, there's stories with her at another spot. Like, I didn't even know where this girl was. She looked like she was just around the world. So Cuzzo is drunk and she's telling Francine, like, oh, I'm coming, just wait there for me, wait there for me. Bro, we sitting there, 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by. I would be lying if I could tell you how much minutes go by before shit got crazy. But we was waiting out there for at least less than an hour, but close enough to an hour, past the 30-minute mark. So Francine's getting frustrated. She starts calling Cuzzo again. Cuzzo's not answering now anymore. She's not answering at all anymore. And she actually stopped posting too, so I couldn't even spy on the stories. Now Francine is like, Sarah, come inside with me. So I don't want to wait in the car no more. I'm drunk. I want to dance. I want to have fun. There was a guy that I guess was in there that she wanted to see too, all this different stuff. She's like, come inside, come inside. I'm like, girl, I already told you I'm not going. Like, I don't want to go in there. Like, oh, why you being whack? You're already dressed. Why you don't want to come? You doing too much. This is when the argument starts to develop and starts getting crazy. You ever see when people been wanting to tell you how they felt about you, but they never got the opportunity to, because you always treat them so well? So they would feel like complete assholes and dumbasses if, you know, if they would do that to you. But the second they feel like they're not getting their way with you, then all of a sudden, boom, all of a sudden now they got the energy to say everything they felt, everything they wanted to say. During this argument, I can't remember everything we were saying verbatim, but things that stuck out to me, like I said, my argument was, I don't want to go inside. Her argument went from A, B, Z, D, E, F, G. The whole 26 alphabet was listed in this argument. She talked about how I had whack-ass friends. She talked about how I'm a spoiled brat and about my father leaving me money. She talked about how I always be going on trips and I get to enjoy my life. And if one time she's trying to do some shit for herself, I'm acting like this. Mind you, guess where her child is? My niece is at home with my mom. You got dressed at my crib. My family, like, we're pouring into you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're living with me. Like, like, where's the fucking gratitude right now? And you're frustrated that Cuzzo's not here, which is the person you should be throwing your anger out on. But you're trying to pass that on to me. I didn't do anything to you. Me being able to go on trips, I'm young. I didn't decide to have kids. I'm 30 years old and I still don't have kids. I have a dog. who is my son and costs as much as a kid, I think. It's pretty expensive. And he doesn't have health insurance. I have to pay for it. And other things I have to pay for. So I could have chosen to have kids, bro, and not be able to do a lot of the things that I wanted to do. I never made that type of sacrifice because it wasn't something that I was ready for. I'm still not ready for it. You can't be mad at me for that. I didn't tell you to go have a kid. I didn't do that. I didn't help you do that. That's not my problem. It's not my fault. You don't have an active co-parenting situation right now. But I am assisting you and I am helping you out because we're family. So for you to even regard me in those ways was just like, whoa, back it up. Mind you, the person that you should be comparing your life to is your peer, Cuzzo. Cuzzo and you are the same age bracket. You have 4 to 5 years over me. You and Cuzzo are the same ages. Y'all like doing the same things. Y'all get along more. Y'all hang out more. Y'all, like, that's your people. Yeah, you fuck with me, but I felt like she always looked at me as the little ugly cousin or little fat cousin, whatever. I don't think she can handle me growing up and blossoming into my own self. You didn't want to assist in that. That's not my fault. I'm a Capricorn. You ain't about to close no door in my face and think I'm not about to go try to open another one. I'm a Capricorn. That's what we do. Guess what, how serious I got? I got mad serious, right? Because I was trying to make a point. She's arguing with me. She's throwing all these jabs. And I start feeling offended. So now I didn't have a personal issue with you. I just didn't want to go inside. Now we got a personal issue because you're throwing out stuff that don't even need to be thrown out. What was the most hurtful thing for me was when she brought up my dad leaving me money, because my dad passed away, right? And I used to always be made fun of by my cousins, Francine and them, whatever, that I was a daddy's girl. And I was. When he passed away, I wasn't receiving like the type of support I felt like I could have received from my family members, especially people like Francine who was like hanging out with me and stuff like that. Even during the anniversary, I'm posting about it, I'm doing stuff. You didn't care to wish me condolences. You're hanging out with me, you're coming by whenever, you're sleeping care, you're dropping your kid here. You don't give a my dad died. You don't care, and you still have both of your parents alive and healthy. So for you to even go and mention my deceased dad in an argument that has nothing to do with nothing, an argument that has to do with who wants to go inside this bummy ass club that y'all go to, not even a club, a lounge that y'all go to a bar, not even a lounge, a bar that y'all go to in the middle of the hood that be having shootouts that y'all go to every week, bro. What does my dad have to do with that? So now I start throwing jabs back. Now when I start throwing jabs back, I start telling her like, I didn't tell you, I'm not your child's father. Those are not my responsibilities. I didn't tell you to go do this. I didn't tell you to do that. Bruh, when I tell you, Francine, I was sitting in the back seat of the car. Francine was sitting in the front.
Remember earlier in the story when I told you that I was sitting in the front and Francine was sitting in the back? The reason why now we switched places and I was sitting in the back and Francine was sitting in the front was because Francine actually needed to use the bathroom, but she didn't want to go inside the club. So we came out the car and I shielded her with the car door and myself so that she can pee on the side of the street. And then she ended up getting back in the front seat and I just got in the back. I am upset that I even did that, because had I stayed in my original position, I feel like what ended up happening, I would have had the upper hand if I was in the front seat versus if I was in the back seat. But let's continue.
Passenger, Francine turns around and leaps at me and attacks me, bro. Like when I tell you she's attacking me in the backseat of the car, she's attacking me. I was caught so off guard, and you seen my hair. I had like very big, voluptuous, wispy hair. She had a bob in her hair. I couldn't see anything. All I could feel is myself getting attacked, literally. Like it wasn't even like trying to fight back. I couldn't see nothing. I just felt myself getting hit. Then I felt her being pulled off of me. I guess the friend that was driving, he pulled her off. She dead ass attacked me, bro. Like straight just attacked me. Like no less fight, no nothing, just turned around and started swinging, pulling my hair and swinging on me. Flabbergasted is the least I was. I couldn't fathom, understand. Like the way she attacked me, it felt like someone who had built up animosity and hatred in their heart. Cause me, that's the only way I could fight. Like it'd be so hard for me to just, that's why I'm a Capricorn. I can't attack people. I'm a reactor. So if you attack me, then boom, hate, boom, aggression, boom, I'm going crazy, I'm charging at you. You do something to me, I'm gonna react to it. But for her to just attack me the way she did and as viciously as she did, like that had to be hate brewing, because where's all that anger coming from? Of course I heard all of it in the words that you had to say to me, but now you're like attacking me physically. Like you're physically putting your hands on me. I'm your little cousin, bro, and I came out to your birthday to support you. I spent my money, my hard-earned money to support you. And because you want me to do something that I don't want to do, that I don't feel comfortable doing. People are always so upset when you stand in your own right. People hate it when you love yourself. People hate it when you're confident in yourself. And people hate it when you're stern with them and yourself. People hate it when you set boundaries. They don't like you. Set boundaries and see how much friends you have. Set boundaries and see how many people in the workplace like you. But you need them. You need them. You have to have them. Whether people like them or not, they're necessary. You feel me? So I'm never going to feel bad about setting boundaries. I don't care what I got to go through. I don't care what friendships I lose. I don't care what hearts I break. My boundaries need to be set. They need to be respected, and they do not need to be crossed, because one thing I'm going to do is respect people and their boundaries. Always. Always. I treat people how I want to be treated. Always. And I treat people how they treat me. Always. So y'all, she's attacking me. He pulls her off of me. There's bystanders standing outside of the bar watching, recording. Like she ripped. Remember I had the bodysuit. She ripped, like when in the attack my bodysuit got ripped. So all my breasts is exposed. So she comes out the car and she, like, I can't come out the car because remember, all my breasts is exposed. I don't have anything to cover my breasts. She's like fighting him to get back in the car at me. Even he's confused because he's there for the whole, he's been there since my house. He was there when we got dressed to leave to now. So he's been with us. So he's probably trying to see like how we get to this. Like how did it get here? She's trying to fight past him to still get to me. So I started getting mad. So I started arguing back at her like, look at you, bro. You're in my dress that I made you with my money, with my bare hands, thinking that you can put your hands on me and treat me like this because you're mad that you got ditched by Cuzzo. Because Cuzzo ditched you and you're obsessed with her and you're infatuated with her. And it don't matter if she was spit in your face, you'll be right back on her binoculars. I want to say, but you know. Guess what she does? Francine proceeds to rip the dress off of her Bday. Of course she didn't accomplish ripping everything, but she literally did the Hulk. Fuck your dress. Fuck it. Fuck your dress. I was in disbelief, bro. Because honestly, it was the first time I designed something like this. And actually, because I made it for her for free, I actually was going to ask her for it back to like so I can like learn the patterns and remake it and do all this stuff. So watching her just, y'all gotta understand, bro, like if you're an artist or a creator or just when you create something from scratch, you like, y'all saw the dress, the fabric didn't come like that. I pieced different pieces of the fabric together to create that pattern, and then I lined it so that you cannot see all that blocking that I did. And then I had to hand sew certain parts. I had mesh in certain parts. Like, bro, I put time, money, and work into making this dress, and I was very proud of it. Because you gotta remember, this is when I first really started making clothes. And it wasn't that I wasn't confident in myself, but I didn't have a lot of people that were confident in me. So the fact that I made this, I was happy I got pictures out of it before she destroyed it. But it was just kind of like, I know this fucking bitch did not rip my dress. I mean, it was her dress at that point because I gifted it to her, but she ripped it because I made it. You think if she would have went and paid for that to get custom made by somebody else, or went to the store and bought it, she would have ripped it and did that? She would have never. She did it because I made it. She did it because she was trying to hurt me. Like, let's be for real. That was why she did it. Like, I don't know if Cuzzo ever came or not, or what happened. I know that while I was in the homeboy's car, I called me a cab. I never came out the cab because, like I said, my breast was exposed. And then people started to gather up outside because she was making a scene. Her breast was halfway exposed. He's trying to cover her up. She's still drunk, wilding in front of the bar. I called the cab, got in the cab, and went home. I don't know what she did for the night. Remember, she was staying with me. Her child is at my house right now. Of course, I would never. Children are innocent. So regardless of what happened between me and her, I'm not Cuzzo. I don't fuck with the kids. Kids are innocent. So of course, you know, I wasn't gonna go home and treat or do anything any type of way. I don't know what ended up. I don't know if she ever. Yeah, she never came back up to pick up her daughter. I think like my family brought her daughter down to her the next day or something. It wasn't even the next day. I think she came like back like 2 days later. She used to do shit like that. You ever see people who ask you to babysit their kid like for a couple of hours and they come back 2 days later? She did that all the time. And she's lucky my mom was the type of mom she was, because she didn't leave any money or food or clothes or nothing. Like, we literally, I'm giving too much information. It's too much. It's not even the point. Nevertheless, I don't even care if she see this and get mad, because I don't fuck with her till this day. I tried fucking with her, but let me not even skip to that. I get home, tell my family about the story. She tell everybody about their version. Boom. We don't talk for a couple of years. Maybe 2 going on 3 years. They having family stuff, my family's going. I'm having stuff. I'm not inviting her, other people. Like, it was a division. Yes, our parents tried to like, well, my mom tried to make me like mend things out, but I wasn't ready. Fast forward a couple of years later, I designed this outfit, right? I think y'all seen this in my Bad Girls Club Aruba trip. I designed this outfit and I get a message, a direct message, a DM from Francine. Mind you, I didn't see or speak to her since that night that we fought and she ripped up my dress. I didn't see or speak to her, right? I got a DM from Francine. No, hey. No, I'm sorry. No, I know things turned out like this. How are you? She literally sends me the screenshot of the Dior outfit. And she's like, I like this. I would want you to make this for me. How much you charging? Like, y'all see my face. I hate people who do stuff like that. Who feel like they can just, like, something happened between y'all and they can just come and ignore what happened, sweep it under the rug and be like, hey, what's going on? I know I just killed your mama yesterday, but what's up? Like, girl, be motherfucking for real. Be for real. I think I left her on red. I did. I definitely left her on red. Now another year or so goes past, and I guess I don't know if she stopped doing hair, but I guess she started making food and stuff like that. And my family was like, oh, you know, she's vending, she's selling food, come support her. And the only reason why I went to support her was because I remember my little cousin and my sister and little sister and stuff, they all go to the same school, and they had prom, and everybody was meeting up at Francine's house like for the prom stuff, and she was orchestrating stuff and whatever. And I just was like, of course I didn't go because it was at Francine's house and I didn't really want to indulge. But all my family was there, and when they came back and they were showing me pictures, and I was looking at people that I haven't seen in years, like people from the neighborhood I haven't seen in years. Y'all know I'm an introvert. I don't know if y'all know, but I don't go outside. And when I go outside, it'd be for a second. It'd be discreet. I don't do too much. Like I'm not an extrovert at all. So I'm seeing so much people, and like, of course, all these people have not seen me like this. They remember the old me, so it would have been nice to run into them. And a lot of people that knew me when I was younger don't recognize me now, so it would have been nice to see them and see if they recognize me, and like, oh my god, like just talk to people and just whatever. And I felt like that wedge between me and Francine didn't allow that to happen. Well, my own personal animosity didn't allow that to happen, because my mom was telling me like, just come, you know what I'm saying, like ain't nobody gonna kick you out. But I don't place myself in situations that I don't have to place myself in. It's not worth it, because if I end up experiencing something that I don't want to experience, I'm gonna be mad at myself because I put myself here. So if I can avoid, I'm gonna avoid. But then it sucks because it's a double-edged sword, because I missed out on, when am I gonna see them go to prom again? When? Ever. And I was right here. Like, it wasn't like I was in another country or something. I was fully able, capable, and available to experience that with my family, but I just did it because of stuff like that, right? So that's why I decided to go to the food event, because I'm like, you know what, let me not keep missing out on like family stuff. I have a very small family, and you know, our parents are getting older, there's so much division, and like, I haven't started my own family yet, so I'm trying to still like learn how to live with family, exist with family, and so I can be a great mom and build a great family of my own. But it's so hard. It's just so much trauma, right? So much trauma out here. So I go to the food event. I support her. She seems to be happy that I'm there. We hanging out, whatever. But the vibe still feel, I think I have video here. Maybe, don't quote me. The vibe is, we still have, this is why the vibe is off. We still have never, to this day, hashed out what happened that night. And I feel like, in a sense, Francine doesn't want to bring it up and hash it out because she knows she was dead ass wrong, and I don't think she has reached a place of accountability yet in her life, or at least not with me. And I'm in a place where I feel wrong, so I don't feel like I should be the one to break the ice and apologize or whatever. So yeah, no. If anything, the only thing I was wrong about was stooping to your level and matching your energy, knowing that I didn't feel any way towards you. I felt a way about the way you were treating me and the things you were saying to me, but I didn't feel a way towards you. So the stuff that I did say wasn't merited. Sometimes when people go low, you don't have to go lower to meet them. Let people make a fool of themselves. Had I sat there in the car and let Francine carry on and just, you know what, let me get in a cab and go, because I'm not going. I have the money to get in a cab. I don't need this ride. I'm gonna show you that I'm not going inside, and get my ass in the cab and leave. The new me, the older me, is what I would have done. The younger me, you know what I'm saying, I didn't know to do that. I'm sitting there letting her bicker, feeling away, going back and forth with her. Like, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't say I did wrong, but there's things that I could have did differently. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm firm in just thinking before I act, like, and that's why I explain situations so much, because I analyze things in detail so I can understand how to move, so I can avoid situations that I don't have to be in, so I can make sure I put myself in the best predicament at all times. There were enough red flags. I could have went home from the city. Like, I could have, you know, like, I didn't even have to stay in the day party all day. I didn't have to do a lot of things that I did. I chose everything that I chose up until the point where I got attacked. Period, point blank. I chose to make the outfit. I chose to do it free. I chose to do all that. Spend my money. I chose it. So in the end, who can I really be mad at but myself? That's why I need to, like, I learned to be more sturdy, if that makes sense. So the vibe at the food place was a little, but we got back following each other on social media and whatever. I think over the course of a few months, we didn't interact too much on social media, but she would, like, watch all my stories, never like any of my pictures, nothing. But I would see her underneath other people's stuff, just interacting and whatever. So I just felt like I'm doing a lot of great things right now. Around that time, I was moving. Remember I told you I moved to Virginia in my last story time with jealousy. I was, you know, I was doing a lot of things. I was doing a lot of things in my fashion business. I was going from custom to e-commerce. I was doing a lot of promotion, posting. So to have no interactions from her, and I was interacting. I was interacting with her food page. I was interacting with her main page. But I wasn't receiving the same energy. One day I just blocked her. Not just blocked her. I think it was my birthday came up. And my other cousin told me happy birthday. And she didn't. Like, I think like a whole 2-3 days went by. I still didn't get no belated. Mind you, she was watching all my stories. So I'm just like calculating over the course of the past few months how you've been disengaged, and even on my birthday you're not engaged, and you don't need to be here, and you don't need to have eyes on me. So I blocked her, and I haven't spoken to her since. And it's funny because I blocked her, but she never, like, you know, some people will be confused, like, oh, I thought we were on good terms, why did you block me? She didn't feel that way. She never said anything about it. She didn't try to reach out any other way. She didn't try to reach out through any other family member. She accepted the block and she kept it pushing, because she know how she truly felt deep inside. And when people don't fuck with you, it don't matter how much they try. It don't matter how much they try. They really, like, they're not gonna be able to hide it. So all in all, y'all, that was my story time for today. I don't know what I'm gonna name this yet. I want to give it a catchy name so you guys can click on it, but I don't want to name it like Francine or some shit like that. Why would it be named that? But I just want to let you guys know that, like, I already know people be having like family disagreements and stuff like that. One thing I'm gonna say is, you and a family member could get through anything, and I am also guilty of being a Francine, like, at one point in my life. Like, I am not all saint. I've done things that I shouldn't have done, but I've also learned from them, and I've also been accountable for them. And that's one thing. You can't fix a problem until you know what the problem is, and that's where accountability comes in. As long as you're accountable, you can change and grow anything that you want to change and grow out of. So make mistakes, but just learn to treat people appropriately. Pour into each other. Like, pour into yourselves first. Place people where they belong. Family, blood is not thicker than water. I hate hearing that family shit. Yeah, family is the main source of people you should be able to have in your corner, but we all know that's not always the case. Family can be your worst motherfucking nightmare. So do I wish that I still had a bond with Francine? Yes, of course I do. I wish things didn't happen the way they did, but I also am very relieved that I don't have a bond with her, because I am not at a point in my life, and I'm happy that I stopped being this way, where I want to have people with certain characteristics in my life. If I feel like you have characteristics that can negatively affect me and drain me, I don't want you in my life. And obviously, the couple of months after I tried to extend the olive branch to Francine, the way she kind of acted just showed me it would have been more work to deal with her than to just not. So why would I sign up for something that I don't have to sign up for? Everything has its pros and cons. Everything has its wins and losses. And right now I'm 30 and I still have the chance to have a older sister figure. I probably haven't met her yet. And that's why people have mentors and stuff like that. Like, the road don't end here for me. The road ain't end there. The road don't end here. And I just want to let y'all know, no matter what situation it is, the road don't end there. The road only ends when God tells you that, and that ain't nobody else's choice but his. So I'm going to end off the story by saying, if you're not going to do what? Anything else, make sure you comment down below and tell me your family sibling rivalry horror stories, because I can't be the only one that got into it with a cousin or a sibling or something. But if you're not going to do that or anything else, well, I'm always giggity at this point. If you're not going to do anything else, you guys, make sure you pour into your motherfucking self at all times. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.